Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, on point and ready to tackle the tainted, torturous thoroughfares deep below Perfidious Manor as we once again head into the darkest dungeon. And hey, while we're on the subject of torture, let's talk about our last mission. Because man, dragging the freaked out, abusive Dr. Moreau through the entire dungeon was only slightly less fun than dragging around the actual bloated, stinking corpse of Marlon Brando. I mean, sure, Brando's corpse would weigh a ton, and I'd imagine that he's probably getting pretty ripe by now. He's been dead a while. But on the plus side, the corpse would at least keep its damn mouth shut. Mostly because, you know, they sew those mouths closed. But still, I honestly don't think there's enough needles and thread in the universe to zip up the litany of abuse that Dr. Moreau was laying down thanks to his little freakout. Yeah, you keep laying on the abuse, Dr. Moreau. Don't think I don't notice you. You're in the punishment box, sir. I know you're getting drunk right now and you think you're having a good time, but when you come off of that bender, we're going to have some words. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, Marlon Brando's corpse. Right. Before Dr. Moreau so rudely interrupted me. Your rudeness, sir. It's getting out of hand. Anyway, you know, with the corpse of Brando, though, you'd at least get something out of that for your trouble. I mean, I bet you could probably hawk Brando's corpse for a pretty good penny if you sold it on eBay. I mean, I'd put to buy it now on that at least, like, what, 6-7 grand? I bet you could get that for Brando's corpse. And, what did we get for putting up with Dr. Moreau's bullshit for all last episode and part of this one? Not a goddamn thing, that's what we got. Nothing. Actually, what we got was worse than nothing, because what we got was a bunch of extra stress for some of our other hitters. And that's stress that we had to pay to get rid of. So, actually, Dr. Moreau's inclusion on our last mission was a total negative benefit, if we're perfectly honest about his assessment, and I think his next performance review is going to reflect as much. So, thanks a lot, Mr. Mad Doctor. For our next trick, I think we'll be leaving your ass at home with our lovely assistant, the caretaker, while we head into the dungeon to try to earn a little money. Otherwise, we're going to be forced to, you know, turn the caretaker out to do tricks and start pimping him in order to scrape enough gather money together to kind of buy booze. So let's take a look and see what missions we've got at our disposal, what our income is going to be, or whether we better get a nice tight skirt and some fishnets for the caretaker. We have a medium mission in the Weald. Interesting. Not overly intrigued by the Blight Amulet. What are you? A medium mission to purify altars. We haven't done that one before. And the Caution Cloak is very good. Actually, never mind. Minus 10 speed on the first round. That's less good. It's actually still pretty interesting. Medium mission, reasonable rewards. You know what? I think we'll go for this. So let's try to activate the 3 corrupt altars. Let's put together a team here. And I think we're probably going to be taking Dr. Strange. We definitively want him going along. His stress is a little high, but we can get him some stress relief after this mission if necessary. Candy Jade. Absolutely. Yes, please. A little bit of candy, sweet candy for my sweet, sweet tooth. Lucy. Man, Lucy's getting close to ranking up. But we've got Madeline for backup. I'm still concerned about the... I do still want to try and take a crack at the Wizened Hag. And no, not that kind of crack. Come on, have you seen the Wizened Hag? I don't want any part of that action. Let's get some weird shit going on. We need a number 2 slot. It's either Deckard or Django. Looking like Django since Deckard is... a little out of action. You know what? Before we do this, so we're going to take Dr. Strange. We're going to take this crew to the guild first. Or rather, not the guild, but the blacksmith. So if we're going to take Django, we're going to upgrade him. Better weapons, better armor for the Jangster. We're going to do... Candy Jade is actually already upgraded. What about Dr. Strange? Nope, we're going to upgrade Dr. Strange as well. The Sorcerer Supreme should be rolling in some stylish threads. I really, really sincerely believe that. I mean, have you seen the get-ups Dr. Strange gads about in? Purple and red silk just flying like a delicious banner, just shouting to the universe, "Here I am, love me, I'm Dr. Strange." It's hard not to love him. I mean, really is. Lucy and the doctor. And that's got us sorted then. Let's go provision and see if we can't purify some altars. So 3 of our inventory slots are going to be, you know, consumed with this quest item, as well as we've got, of course, the obligatory log. 18 food. 18 is good. And we're in the Weald, so I'm going to take 3 shovels and 1 key and also 1 medicinal herb. And I can't help but notice that we've got less cash than I would necessarily like, but you know what? I'm going to take 2 extra food just in case. Also has the added benefit of bringing us down to 2,400. Torches. we're going to go easy on the torches. If we have to do a little bit of sort of darkened wandering, we can do that. And we do have the campfire as well to back us up. So if we need some emergency light in a situation, we can throw down the old campfire and start it up. Maybe whip out the guitar, sing a little kumbaya, you know. Just have a genuinely good time. Make some s'mores. Who doesn't love s'mores? Honestly, I mean that sincerely. Ask yourself, have you ever met anyone who said, oh, fuck a s'more, man, I'm not eating a s'more, I don't want to put that kind of fucking travesty in my mouth. You could take that s'more and shove it up your ass. You have never heard those words ever before. Nobody says that. S'mores are fucking delicious. Let's get started then. Candy, why don't you read some disturbing books? Sure, why not? Oh, desiccated and unremarkable. Haha, more Cormac McCarthy. Must have been a copy of The Road. Yeah, all you Cormac McCarthy apologists out there, fine, have your way. You can treasure him, he's a national treasure, whatever. I think his prose is janky and stilted, and I don't like it. So I'm going to agree to disagree with you about the fact that Cormac McCarthy doesn't suck. Adventure has been pretty goddamn unremarkable so far. We found a stack of Cormac McCarthy books in this altar. I really don't want to check this out. You know what? We're going to have Deckard take a look at it. Oh, hey. Deckard got a buff. At 20% extra damage. Really wishing we had done that with Candy Jade. Candy would have been, she would have been an unstoppable, gun full-on Porky Pig. That's all, folks. Anyway, what I was getting at is with an extra 20% damage, Candy would have been pretty much an unstoppable engine of destruction. This is a very strange-looking altar. It looks more like a big chunk of rock to me than an altar. I mean, I'm not, I don't want to tell you how to, you know, sort of run your religion, but it's not exactly winning a whole lot of influence with the common peoples. I mean, there's the reason the Pope wears ostentatious clothes and whatnot. I mean, historically, that was how you impressed folks. You wore the fancy duds, and they knew you were somebody important. So what do we got? 2 brigand cutthroats and a fusilier. I hate fusiliers with a passion, so we're going for the slash bang. A slash bang? Not sure what a slash bang is. A flashbang, actually a slash bang sounds really cool. If those were a thing that existed that you could throw, I would like heavily invest in slash bangs. Lucy Pevensey, she got the damage but not the stun. That's alright. Can we dodge again? We can indeed. So a little bit of fancy footwork from our heroes to start things off. And we're going to go with the vulnerability hex. Right off the bat. BAM! Take that, son! You have been vastly pointed out. We know right where you are. And I'm in a wicked hack to try and kill that cutthroat. No dice, Candy Jade with a little bit of a miss. Just a little off target. That's fine. Let's go for a little bit of facial stabbing. Not as much facial stabbing as we necessarily would have liked. A rust shot. Going to hit the Sorcerer Supreme for a meager 4 damage. We'll go ahead and collect your bounty, sir. That was quite a hit. That damage buff is doing some fine work for us. We're going to Dazzling Light again on this cutthroat. Perhaps we'll get the stun this time. There we go. Got that one in. Candy Jade. Do it, Candy. Do it! Nope. Well, she almost did it, but not quite doed it. That's alright, Candy. Better luck next time. Hey, as long as you keep dodging, Candy, you know what? You can take as much time as you need, my dear. You keep dodging those slicing dices, and I'll let you swing away all day. I don't care. You can take batting practice for I mean, that's effectively sort of what we're doing here, is taking a little bit of batting practice. Actually going to go for the Divine Grace. Going to patch up old Doc Strange just a little bit, and then facial stabbing for the win.
Give them no quarter.
There's nothing better than stabbing a bitch in the face. That was actually came out way creepier than I meant it to come out. That's a little Dahmer-esque. Hey, an alchemy table. Alright, so Candy's going to check out the alchemy table. New metals are synthesized. You know, instead of that 250 gold, Candy, I mean, that's much appreciated. I don't mind the gold. But what I really would have preferred is that if we had put a torch on that table, would have completely refilled our torch meter. Would have been more useful. Speaking of torches, we're going to burn 1. Some spiders. Not a problem. We can handle spiders. That's not true. I'm actually deathly afraid of spiders in real life. That's my most crippling phobia, and I often will shriek like a woman and run away from spiders. Actually, there are many women much more stalwart in the face of a spider than myself. I would actually call someone to come and save me from a spider. You know, like my grandmother, anybody. Just, I would beg for mercy. I hate them that much. They literally cripple me with fear. I'm not ashamed of it. I have a fear. Yeah, you know, deal with it. Let's collect a bounty. Yeah, I was going to say with the bonus damage, I actually think that Deckard is probably just going to kill a spider. As long as he can connect with it, it's going to die. Same for Candy Jade. Fantastic work from the little vampire. How about a nice facial stabbing? Doctor Strange, once again, delivering. Knife to the face is his go-to move. You would think as a Sorcerer Supreme, his go-to move would, you know, probably involve some kind of magic, or sorcery, or some kind of occult ritual, or something arcane. But the fact of the matter is, Doctor Strange, when it comes time to deal with his foes, he just puts a knife right in their face. And it works pretty much 100% of cases. Never met a face he couldn't stab, has Doctor Strange. You know, we may camp here after this room battle. In fact, I think I'm going to burn one torch now, and then we're going to camp after this next room battle. More spiders. Man, this place is crawling with the crawlies.
How quickly the tide turns.
You know, to this narrator, it was a 2 damage critical, and you're calling that a turn of the tide? You may be overselling a little bit there, buddy. Let's go for the wicked hack on the unit that hasn't taken a turn yet. Bam! Candy Jade making sure he never takes another turn in his long, long life. Except his life wasn't very long, because it's fucking over. Candy Jade ended it. We could go for a heal here. I honestly think our better bet is stab to the face. We didn't quite make it, but Doctor Strange got us most of the way home. Django, gonna kill him some spitter, and anybody on the team can take this guy out as long as they can go. Doctor Strange finishing what he started. Like a good Sorcerer Supreme, not leaving anything undone. A couple extra food is good. We're gonna eat a little bit of that, actually, just to kind of top off old Django. He's gonna take a little extra damage from that blight, so... Gonna loot ourselves a free torch. Oh, and whatever you are. Plus 15% max HP, minus 4 accuracy. You know, I'm not really that interested in it. We already have two pretty good items on our Vestal right now. We may take that back, and if we have another Vestal who could benefit from it, maybe Chrysania might wear that eventually. Alright then. The undead have crawlen from the earth, risen from the grave to do their nefarious deeds of flinging a whole shit ton of stress at Doctor Strange. Fuck me, that's a lot of stress. Doctor Strange really, does not care for having blood thrown in his face. I guess as a magician, blood is a powerful substance, and Doctor Strange well aware of precisely what those guys can do with those goblets of blood. Perhaps he, better than anyone, understands the risks. Monstrous critical. That's going to get rid of a little bit of that stress we just collected. Nicely done. That enemy is stunned. Candy. You can do 10 damage. This can get a kill. It actually has a slightly better than even chance of getting a kill, assuming it hits. Let's do it. And it was dodged. That's acceptable. Now, you know, Abyssal Artillery, I'm just almost certain is not as good as a stab to the face. Oh, yeah, that's why we stab him in the face right there, folks. Massive stress relief from the facial stabbing. Doctor Strange, it feels so, so good. It cuts like a knife, because it is a knife, but also, it feels so right. Cuts like a knife, feels so right. Lucy Pevensey going to toss a little bit of group heal. Here's a tempting goblet for Candy Jade. Candy, not that tempted, although not wholly immune to temptation. Django going to plant an axe and a bone courtier's face. Didn't quite get it done, but we can follow that up with another critical facial stabbing from Doctor Strange. He has really found his groove. Doctor Strange is slicing and dicing. It's like fucking Mario Vitali up in there.
This expedition
can't get enough. So we've got this thing, a locked sarcophagus. Fortunately, we have a key. We're going to engage that. What's in this locked sarcophagus? Ooh-hoo-hoo. Bounty Hunter only, plus 3 speed, plus 50. Oh, that is fantastic. So let's go ahead and just stick that right on old Django Fett there. And I think we'll camp then. So Django, fantastic new little piece of gear for Django. Hopefully that'll make up for his faulty jetpack technology. Maybe, you know, when he runs up in a situation where it's activate the jetpack or fall into a Sarlacc pit, that jetpack might actually work. Should we give everybody 5 stress to get rid of 25 on Doc Strange? The answer? Hell yes. We're going to abandon hope. Pisania, a little bit higher stress than we'd like. She could chant. What have you got, Django? You can do a pep talk, gives a stress resist. Tracking is good. Scout ahead, also good. We're going to scout ahead, and then we're also going to track. So there goes 5 of our remaining available time. That leaves us with not a whole lot left. Got 6. What can you do, Candy? You can reject the gods. Not really. Battle trance is good. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to battle trance. And then why don't you just go ahead and encourage our Vestal there, little Lucy Pevensey, kind of cheer Lucy up, let her know that the God line has not fully abandoned her. I mean, some of the things she's done has, you know, they've separated her from Aslan a little bit. She's not fully in his good graces, but all is not lost. Aslan is about nothing if not redemption, Lucy. There's always a chance to come back from it. And Lucy, you know,
in Radiance, may we
emboldened by the fact that at least we won't starve on the mission because we brought a super abundance of food. So, there's a fight there. There's treasure there. Let's make a move for the treasure. Can't help but notice Django did lose his buff, of course, because we camped. That's okay. Django, trap. Thank you, sir. Nicely done. And what have we got here? Well, whatever it is, Candy Jade's going to take a look. Fortunately, it's loot. And he's going to keep it. Apparently, she was quite starving and couldn't afford to share that food, despite the fact that we have an abundance of food. Maybe she's just a greedy bitch. A bookshelf seems like a Doctor Strange sort of thing. Dull and uninteresting. Probably not Cormac McCarthy that time, though. I mean, there can't be that much Cormac McCarthy in a dungeon. Really dull and uninteresting. Probably more along the lines of, oh, I don't know, little Robert Patterson, maybe. It's pretty dull. So off we go. We're going to go to the treasure room. Clearly, the last altar we need is not over in this area. We did manage to get a surprise thanks to our increased torchlight that we got from camping. So let's go ahead and just start hacking. Massive critical from Django to put a maggot back in the ground where it came from. I think we'll have Candy just bleed you out. Oh, there's another dead maggot. Pretty sure this spider is never going to get a go. Not quite. Doctor Strange didn't have quite enough stab in the knife, but that's okay, because Lucy's there to mop up the slop. And for our trouble, we found a portrait.
So too will resistance.
Man, Candy, come on. What is this kleptomania you've got going on? Oh, forever change the hero for the better. She's a mediator. Okay, not to offer any spoilers, but you know, I have to say that Candy Jade is definitively not a mediator. She's probably one of the least likely people you would ever encounter when it comes to mediation. She would simply not do that. Django's going to disarm another trap for us, and we're going to head on into the treasure room. Now, we will encounter a fight here, so I'm going to burn a torch just to kind of reduce our chances of being surprised. We don't have a key. That's unfortunate. On the plus side, we did surprise these spiders, which means, well, it's open season, folks. Django's going to start things off with a kill. Candy Jade, I have to feel, is probably also going to kill one. Yeah, so the spiders are already down 2 men. And things are not looking good for Team Arachnid. Boo-hoo, cry me a river. Seriously, spiders everywhere. Just an open letter to you. Go fuck yourselves, all of you. All trillions and trillions of you, all of you can fuck right the hell off. Bam! Teaching those spiders a lesson. And then we're going to immediately be punished by opening his chest. It's going to be trapped. Yeah, it's trapped. That's alright. Deckard was fully expecting the trap, so he was not fooled. And we've got a little bit of backtracking to do here, so it's just going to be a nice, long, peaceful walk back the way we came. I have a feeling that our altar situation is going to be down in this unexplored region, which is unfortunate, but should we check this out? It seems like maybe we should check this out just so I can avoid even further backtracking. Because if there is one in... We'll check this room. I don't think there can be one in there since there's a fight. There actually should not be one. But this may be worth checking out. I have a feeling we're going to wind up actually wandering through the entire dungeon. Because it's going to be like in the last room. We got a buff off of this last time. Let's see if Django can go 2 for 2. How you feeling, Django? You know what? We're going to put holy water on it just to make sure. There we go. So we got a boon. Bam! Plus 30% damage. Holy shit, Django is going to be a monster. Just a monster. He's going to fling himself on some rusty knives flying out of the floor. But after the whole knife debacle, it's going to be nothing but murder. So Django first to go, and I really like Django's chances of just straight up, holy cow. Yeah, so Django is a murdering fool. What do we got here? Chrysania can go. Let's go with a little bit of Dazzling Light. We surprisingly have needed very little healing here. Kind of our offensive power has been more than enough to keep us in fine health. Candy coming a little bit short in the kill department, but that's okay, because Dr. Strange is there to save the day. Gonna finish things off with a little liberal application of knife to face. It is the salve that makes the world go round, folks. There's not enough face in the world that you can't stab your way to victory. Django, a one-man stress-reducing machine, by the way, just completely eradicating all stress from our lives, thanks to his brutal efficiency with his hack and chopping axe. Speaking of chopping, Candy Jade delivering a kill. And there we go. Little extra gold for us, never hurts. And we found an altar just sitting in the hall. Alright then. Well, that's sorted then, I guess. That was wholly unexpected, folks. I did not expect to just find an altar sitting in the middle of sort of nothing. And we will go fight this room. Potential for treasure is great, and I'm a greedy bastard. And we're still sitting good on all of our consumables. I mean, we have plenty of food here. We can have 3 more hunger meters before we even have to sort of worry. Or 2 more, rather. Actually, 2 more in change, because we just picked up some extra food. So, I mean, we're doing okay. And I think we're going to burn 2 torches here. Leaves us with, but, you know what? No, we're going to go full-on 3 torches. We're going to max it. We're coming into this room. We want every opportunity for as positive an outcome as possible. Get it done, Django. Booyah! Django, once again. Man, the guy is on a tear. Ladies and gentlemen, he will not be stopped. Django going 4 for 4, batting for the cycle, capping it off with a grand slam home run. The man is in fuego. Give me a stun on that accolade, if you will, Lucy. Nicely done. Everybody is really putting in some solid contributions this mission. I have no complaints from any member of our team. Everybody is pulling their weight, including the fantastic Dr. Strange, who's going to face stab a mummy with a crossbow. Mummy with a crossbow would be a fantastic webcomic. Somebody should get on that. Mummy with a crossbow. Mummy with a crossbow doing a quick bayonet stab to Candy Jade. Candy Jade unimpressed by his facial stabbery. She has seen true quality facial stabbing from Dr. Strange, and Candy Jade, a connoisseur of the facial stab, knows a good face stabbing when she sees it. She likewise knows a poor facial stabbing when she sees it, and she just saw some right there from Dr. Strange. A little bit of substandard facial stabbery. Django, however, still fully capable of getting the job done.
If only treasure could
So yet more treasure, and I gotta say, our money woes after this mission may be something of a thing of the past. We may be coming out of it. We got a long walk back to where we started, however. So we're just going to be accumulating a little bit of stress for a goodly bit. That's okay. We should have nothing intervening, so we don't have any kind of obstacles or any potential disasters looming. It's just taking the time to trek it out. This thing's just in the hall now. Oh, we actually already did that one. Never mind. For a second there, I thought we were just going to get the third one on the cheat, but no such luck. I'm a dumb, dumb man. I'm easily bamboozled, I guess is what I'm saying. It's easy to get my hopes up. So it's just more walking. Got a little bit of a limp there, Django. You feeling okay, buddy? What's wrong with your foot? It's doing a kind of a weird motion there. You got a club foot? You going full-on Lord Byron on us there? What's that all about? I don't recall Boba mentioning that you had a club foot. That seems like the premier bounty hunter in the galaxy. I mean, talk about overcoming a handicap. There you go, folks. Django Fett rose to become a premier bounty hunter in the galaxy, despite being born with a club foot. You can achieve anything you put your mind to, even if that's just murder a lot of people for money.
wealth beyond measure.
All right, this is a tough choice. We need to discard something, and I think at this point, probably getting rid of this food this medicinal herbs is our best bet. We do not need that. We are going to take those deeds instead. We want the deeds and the holy water. We can go without that. We'll just forego the holy water. That's fine. Here's a fight. Probably should have torched. Did not torch. Still think it's probably going to work out okay. Can you finish this Fusilier before he gets to go, Django? Not quite. Alright then. Little bit of a gamble there that didn't necessarily pay out, but that, I believe, might be fatal damage. That is fatal damage. That guy bleeds to death before his first turn. Fusilier doing some solid work for Team Enemy. Ooh, that's gonna sting. Yeah, that's gonna leave a mark. So, you are gonna die, right? How much health does this guy have? He has 3. He's bleeding for 3. That guy is dead, so we got nothing to worry about there. I think we're actually gonna Weird Reconstruction Candy Jade. Nice. Good bit of heal there. She also resisted a bleed, and then we're going to Divine Comfort to sort of undo what the Fusilier did. That guy's going to bleed to death. And it's top of the round. So, Django, why don't you just collect a bounty on the Fusilier? Still no go, huh? Only 8? That's not as much as we were hoping for. Fortunately, Sacrificial Stab is going to get the job done for us. Oh yes, Doctor Strange is a one-man face-stabbing army. Yeah, one-man army doesn't make sense at all, but when you got as much facial stabbing at your beck and call as Doctor Strange, you can be a one-man face-stabbing army, and it makes total sense. That is a lot of gold to simply abandon. We could deke the shovel. Alternatively, we could burn all 3. You know what? The best bet? Let's just burn all the torches. Max our light. We still can't carry it all.
We require only the strength to follow it.
The disease charm we have a bunch of, and they're not really very good. Alternatively, we could get rid of this citrine. That would be an even swab, but with the potential future of stacking additional coins later. Interesting. Onyx is too valuable at 500. We could eat our food. You know what? Let's just discard our shovel. I don't really... You know, now that we've discarded our shovel, I'm almost certain we're going to need a fucking shovel. Django going 3 for 4 on traps. It's a solid performance. Django well-versed in the trap maker's art, clearly. Narrator hasn't mentioned it lately. I mean, often he mentions, you know, the trap maker's art. He's a big fan. Not this time. Another stack of books. Who wants to take a chance? Doc, how you feel? Want to take a look at these books? Oh, lasting effect on a hero. Man, that's 2 books in a row that we've gotten positive benefits out of. And Clutch Hitter, frankly, is a huge pickup. An extra 3% critical when a little bit low on health. That can really turn the tide. A couple key criticals can have a massive positive effect on the outcome of a mission. Candy Jade looting an empty sack. That's what you get for being a greedy bitch earlier, Candy. You're going to go full-on greed mode on us and just take. Eventually, Karma is going to swing that shit back the other way, and you're going to go for a sack, and it's going to be empty. I would actually have preferred to have avoided that. Yep. And right there is exactly why I would have preferred to avoid it, but that's okay. We'll just patch up the blight damage with food. So Candy's going to take 6 damage from that total. Of course, it's then immediately going to prompt us to actually eat food. Delightful. But this should be our last battle. Our Torchlight... little lower than I would necessarily prefer, but it should not be a problem. Let's just max everybody out. We're going to take no chances on this one. Consume the last of our food. Also, I mean, this is the last room anyway. And we'll need that room for loot, likely. That's at least what I'm hoping. Or there could be literally nothing in here except for the altar that we came to cleanse, so we could just cleanse it and go home. And there we go. Purified the altar. That's mission complete, and we have been almost everywhere. And I can tell you for certain that to explore the one remaining room, I'm not walking all that way back. No, thank you. Let's just head home with our bags bulging with cash, as well as EXP, busts, crests, and a portrait or 2. So 12,500 in total loot. That is a nice little haul of swag there. As well as picking up a Caution Cloak, which I am quite encouraged about. Sure, you're going to give up going first in the first turn, but if you put it on somebody who's already slow, it's really not that big a drawback. It's just bonus scouting chance. Let's see how we did on level up. Hatred of Unholy. That's excellent for Candy Jade. Wasting Sickness is not good. Lurker is actually reasonable. And Lucy Pevensey has a hard noggin. Well, apparently you get cuffed upside the head by the God Lion a time or two, and you're going to develop a thick skull. It's not a benefit for Lucy. I mean, yes, her head is harder, but actually she's suffered extensive brain trauma, and the long-term effects of that are going to be debilitating and deadly. So Brienne is exhausted after her exertions in the brothel, but fortunately for her, she is no longer paranoid. Brienne has decidedly cast aside the Maid of Tarth moniker. A maid no longer. And that's good. She deserved it. She's been fantastic for us. And Lucy Pevensey has capped up to rank 3. That is unfortunate. That means Lucy will no longer be going on level 2 missions. That's tough. So we're going to have to make a move on the Hag fairly quickly. And you know what? I'm thinking our next mission may be to take a shot at the Hag. With Karen Murphy, Halfcock Jack, Doctor Strange, and Madeline Usher on the payroll, it seems like it would definitively be the right move. So that's probably where our next mission will take us. And just to sort of go ahead and get prepared for the mission thereafter, we're going to take Chrysania. She's a gambler. She will only gamble. Well, I was going to take Chrysania to try and, you know, maybe get her a little bit of stress relief so that we have a healer available for the follow-up mission, because our other healer is definitely going to level, but no such luck. So we're going to take Chrysania, and she won't do anything but gamble. But we're going to take her to the sanitarium, and we're going to fucking... Oh, she's light sensitive too. That's actually not that big of a deal for a healer. And we're going to lock her in until we can cure her of her crippling gambling addiction. Call 1-800-BETS-OFF, folks, if you have a gambling problem. 1-800-BETS-OFF. That's the Chrysania way. And with Chrysania firmly in scopes and a necessary 12-step program that's going to help her live a better, fuller, richer life, I think we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comments section. Your support does really mean a lot to us. And if you'd like to see more Darkest Dungeon 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, consider subscribing as well. And we'll see you again soon.